Here's the situation. Boruto has not used the Shadow Clone at all in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex so far, and this has made you wonder why he doesn't use Shadow Clones anymore. You don't need to look any further. In this video, I'll explain the reasons why Boruto has not used Shadow Clones in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex at the time of recording this video. First, let me explain what Shadow Clone Jutsu is. The Shadow Clone Jutsu is a type of ninjutsu that lets a shinobi create solid, physical copies of themselves, not just illusions made of shadow. These copies are made of real flesh and blood and can move, fight, and interact with the world on their own. Each Shadow Clone has the same skills, personality, and knowledge as the original shinobi. When a Shadow Clone is destroyed, either by an enemy or by the ninja to save chakra, all the clone's experience and memories go straight back to the original shinobi. This gives the shinobi a big advantage because they can learn and experience things faster by using many clones at once. They can gain battle experience, knowledge, and even sensory information from multiple places all at the same time. This helps the shinobi improve their skills much more quickly. The Shadow Clone Jutsu was first created by the second Hokage, but it was made truly famous by Naruto Uzumaki, the 7th Hokage. Now Naruto's son, Boruto, also became a well-known user of this jutsu until some things happened to him, which we'll talk about later in this video. I will not list every time Boruto has used Shadow Clone Jutsu, but I'll explain one moment that shows just how skilled he is with it, even though he doesn't have the large chakra reserves that Naruto has. When Boruto went to face Code alone to save Kawaki, he used a single Shadow Clone in a very clever way. After Boruto tried to hit Code with the Rasengan, Code dodged the attack by placing a claw mark on the ground beneath him and teleporting through it to quickly reappear through another claw mark. When he appeared again, Code tried to hit Boruto from behind using his scientific ninja tool arm, but Boruto had already predicted this. He flipped forward in the air and threw 2 shurikens at Code. Code blocked the shurikens with his ninja tool arm, knocking one of them into the air. Then Boruto used a jutsu that let him swap that shuriken in the air with a Shadow Clone. From that position, the clone launched a lightning-style thunderbolt attack at Code. What Boruto did with his Shadow Clone was very similar to a famous move he saw Naruto and Sasuke use against Momoshiki. In that fight, Sasuke sent a shuriken underground towards Momoshiki, who dodged it. Then Naruto used a jutsu to switch places with the shuriken and surprised Momoshiki with the Rasengan. The key difference is that Boruto did all of this by himself, and instead of using a Rasengan, he used a lightning jutsu. This moment shows just how smart and strategic Boruto is, even without having huge amount of chakra like Naruto. He makes the most out of every Shadow Clone he uses. So, why did Boruto stop using Shadow Clone Jutsu in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, even though he's so smart and skilled at using it? Well, the main problem is that Shadow Clone Jutsu uses a lot of chakra. Every time Boruto creates a Shadow Clone, his chakra gets split between him and the clone. The more clone he makes, the more his chakra is spread out and weakened. Naruto could handle this because he had huge chakra reserves, and also he had Kurama sealed inside him, which gave him even more chakra. Boruto can't afford to have low chakra or stamina. If he does, Momoshiki can easily take control of his body and do evil things through him. This happens because Boruto carries Momoshiki's karma and is his vessel. To help you understand why this matters so much to Boruto, let's explain how chakra works in the world of Naruto and Boruto. A shinobi's energy, also called stamina, comes from 2 sources: spiritual energy and body energy. When Boruto mixes these 2 energies together, he creates chakra. Chakra is needed to use jutsu like ninjutsu and genjutsu. Like every other shinobi, Boruto starts with 100% stamina. When he wants to use a jutsu, he turns some of that stamina into chakra. However, because Shadow Clone Jutsu needs a lot of chakra, Boruto has to convert a large part of his stamina just to make enough chakra. Then using precise hand science and chakra control, Boruto uses that chakra to perform jutsu. But once that chakra is used, it's gone. It cannot be recovered or reused. And if Boruto ever runs out of both chakra and stamina, he dies. Here's the biggest problem. Boruto doesn't have a large chakra pool like Naruto did. And the real danger is this. If Boruto gets too tired or low on energy, then Momoshiki, who lives inside him because of the karma mark, can take control of Boruto's body. Momoshiki is an evil being who wants to act through Boruto. So if Boruto becomes too weak, he could lose control of his own body, and Momoshiki could do terrible things using Boruto's body. That's why Boruto can't waste chakra like Naruto used to. He has to be smart, efficient, and careful. Even though Boruto is great at using Shadow Clone Jutsu in a strategic way, it's too risky for him to use it often now, especially because he doesn't have any way yet to stop Momoshiki from taking control over his body. In the end, Shadow Clone Jutsu costs too much chakra, and the risk of Momoshiki taking control is just too dangerous. To make up for not using Shadow Clone Jutsu as often anymore because of its high chakra cost, Boruto has shifted his fighting style to be more like Sasuke's. Sasuke is known for being very efficient with his chakra. He doesn't waste energy. Instead, he carefully picks the most effective techniques for the situation. This lets him save stamina and chakra, especially for long or difficult battles. One of the ways Sasuke helped Boruto learn to save his chakra is by teaching him the Uchiha Kenjutsu style, a sword-based martial art developed by Sasuke himself. Kenjutsu is a form of taijutsu, which means it relies mainly on physical movement and skill. It comes directly from stamina, not chakra. So instead of turning stamina into chakra, which will drain energy faster, Boruto can fight effectively just by using his own body strength, speed, and technique. This allows Boruto to fight powerfully without using up chakra for every attack. Sasuke's fighting style also helps Boruto use strategy, selective ninjutsu, and kenjutsu together to make his attacks sharp, deadly, and efficient. The aim is to end the fight quickly without wasting time or chakra. A good example of this is Boruto's fight against Hidari. In that battle, Boruto used kenjutsu most of the time and used ninjutsu only when needed, keeping the fight short and focused. After Boruto arrived at Sarada's location to save her, he carefully put Himawari down so he could fully concentrate on Hidari. Hidari immediately tried to strike Boruto using his wood-style sword, but Boruto quickly drew out his own blade with his right hand to block the attack. At the same time, he used his left hand to perform wind-style breakthrough to push Hidari back. Then Hidari summoned a large number of clock rhymes to distract Boruto. His plan was to keep Boruto busy so he could reach Sarada. However, Boruto kept a calm mind and quickly came up with a plan. He decided to use Kenjutsu to cut down the number of clock rhymes. He also told Sarada that since she was the main target, she should only fight the ones that came for her. Boruto then flew into the air and used his Genjutsu to cut down most of the clock rhymes. While he was doing this, one clock rhyme specifically went after Sarada. She reacted fast and kicked it in the stomach. But this was all part of Hidari's trap. He used the clock rhyme on that clock rhyme's stomach to teleport himself right in front of Sarada and tried to use his wood-style jutsu to devour her. Boruto saw what was happening and threw a shuriken towards the clock rhyme Hidari came out of. He then used the flying Raijin jutsu to instantly teleport to Hidari and hit him with the Rasengan, badly injuring him. Hidari was hurt so badly by the Rasengan that he quickly used claw marks under his feet to teleport to the Ten Tails dimension to heal himself, planning to return later to fight Boruto again. Boruto realized that the fight might last longer than he wanted, so he made the decision to use the most powerful Rasengan Uzuhiko to finish Hidari with one final blow. With Sarada's help, Boruto hit Hidari with an imperfect Rasengan Uzuhiko. The attack was so strong that it destroyed most of Hidari's body, leaving only his head, the left side of his upper body, just the chest and left arm still undamaged. Once Boruto finds a permanent way to stop Momoshiki from taking over his body, he can begin to use the Shadow Clone Jutsu again in a smart and strategic way. These Shadow Clones can even help him gather enough planetary chakra to use his powerful Rasengan Uzuhiko. To gain enough planetary chakra to make the Uzuhiko strong enough to defeat an enemy with just one attack, Boruto's feet need to stay connected to the ground so he can observe that chakra. But this is almost impossible to do during tough battles, especially when he's fighting strong enemies by himself. To solve this problem, Boruto can use Shadow Clones to do it for him. Before going into a fight, Boruto can create one Shadow Clone and leave it behind in his hideout with Kashinkoji. Then the real Boruto goes to battle. While Boruto is fighting, the Shadow Clone stays safely in the hideout, connected to the ground and slowly gathering planetary chakra. When the time is right, the Shadow Clone pops or dispels itself. This will cause all the planetary chakra it gathered to instantly return to the real Boruto. With that boost of chakra, Boruto can then use the Rasengan Uzuhiko to end the fight quickly.